hiphopgrew-up.bigcartel.com. Easy.
Indeed.
ATL.
What's up, brother?
Austin, Texas. Where is Black Thought in your top 5?
Black Thought has a firm footing in my 2, 3.
I knew it. I knew he was
somewhere in there, man. I mean, I'm gonna say over the last 4 or 5 years, man, just watching him work as a entity of his own has really like cemented that for me. Jay's up there for me, but he stays in the steady 2, 3. I can interchange MCs here or there in my top 5, but I don't think he's ever gonna fall to a 4 or 5. You know. Where's he at for you?
Same. I'm biased. My first major show was with the Roots. I did about 6 shows with the Roots. Before I was even solo, he bought some merch from us. I was just early adopter. That was Do You Want More was the sound of my college days, in a lot of ways. And we went to that tour, 95 or so on 6th Street, Catfish Station. I just have a lot of memories. But above all, what really makes Black Thought either 2 or 3 out of top 5 for me is how he's transitioned from being always signature, but now as a writer and an artist, just straight up singular. Straight up singular. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I'm really getting out of this. I know you've seen it. The new joint, it's on NPR. It's on the Roots YouTube channel. It's called Streams of Thought.
Consciousness. Streams of consciousness.
So you've seen it?
Yeah, NPR. Shout out NPR. Always great content.
Let's talk about it. What you think?
Man, I mean, just when even the thumbnail for the video is an art piece in itself. You know, yep. I'm assuming he's in some space in his home, and there's a desk denoting work. You know what I'm saying? But there's Grammy trophies stacked on top of books, stacked on top of speakers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this accumulation of work and knowledge that he's trying to display. Mm-hmm. The titles of the books, the spines are out. You know, the book on the Tao philosophies, mm-hmm. spiritual growth, all those type of things. I know Coates is on there. He's shot out Coates and rhymes and freestyles I've heard from him. So there's a scholarship about Black Thought that I know you and I appreciate. And he's a vicious MC that any hip fan can appreciate. In that room, though, the plaques, and then on the floor, there's I think that's Miles Davis from like his 2-2 era later in his career, just kind of hitting toward like the jazziness and like the vaudeville vibe of that second track he played. Like he plays 3 tracks in his NPR video. If you haven't seen it, go see it. But the first one is from what we assume is a volume 3 of his Streams of Thought EP series. The second share is from a play called Black No More that he's working on, a Broadway play. And the third one that goes back to a Sean C. production for his volume 3. Yeah. But yeah, that Black No More and that whole jazzy feel that he had for that second piece speaks to his social consciousness, the idea of in Harlem Renaissance, you know, black people in general and people of color looking for an escape from the oppression, you know, and this idea that we need to have some self-identity, some self-pride. But the Roots are no strangers to that.
Nah. The Roots are no stranger to that. They worked with Bamboozle back in the day. Yeah. It kind of put me in mind of that. Leave it to these folks to go find an old novel about the future.
Exactly.
Of blackness.
Right.
That's just very like roots-ish and Black Thought-ish. But again, Bamboozle, what I'm thinking about his role in Hamilton, which we see that in the background as well, included in the art. His involvement with the Hamilton mixtape. I remember, you know, the writer of Hamilton, the main guy, Lin-Manuel Miranda, showing up on the Tonight Show, freestyling and all. So I just see all these connections popping off. And then he's working with the director of 12 Years a Slave on his new play. He's working with the director of Three Kings, you know, with Ice Cube, Mark Wahlberg, George Clooney back in the day. And he's working and then the choreographer of Fella, the play. Mm-hmm. So these dudes, you know, Black Thought is just real slick with what he's doing. Like he's super low key and not household famous, but very much elite.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say the way he sets this up, where it's promoting the Roots YouTube channel, but it's on NPR for the debut, and even the way that he set this up, also with kind of a prelude with talking to Sway, still sitting in his crib, and some of the things he said, y'all should check this out. By the way, if you're watching, the things he said about his relationship with Jay-Z and why they haven't collaborated, like his answer to that was very like, being singular. Nobody can answer that question that way but him.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm getting out of it, man. And just that when he's talking about releasing a play and he's saying, I'm going to release these pieces of content, it may be me reading a book. It may be me he's really not limiting himself, but he's opening himself up to be singular. And now he's doing this major Broadway play and giving you music from it, reading off his phone, which I would knock that if it was somebody else, but you reading off your phone because this is part of a Broadway play. You might not even be the person actually spitting this into play. So it's like, dang, dude. And so I guess it just puts in mind to me that now he's moving into this singular phase where I used to be a rapper with the Roots, but now I'm August Wilson swinging for the fences.
Yeah, man. Is the art pieces. I feel like anytime he touches media, he's shooting for, and like you said, the fences, but just an art piece to deliver an art piece. The Funk Master Flex freestyle is an art piece on its own. The Sway interview on its own is an art piece. This on its own. NPR Tiny Desk from the House on its own is an art piece. So I just appreciate him, man, for just that extra thought that he puts into everything, and just very intentional about presenting everything and presenting Blackness as art, But I think what he's trying to say is I got some big things coming. Like this whole Sway NPR, I got a Streams of Thought Volume 3 coming. I have a Broadway play coming. I've been busy. I'm working, and I just love the way his hip hop has grown up, man.
Absolutely. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What do the Roots, Gary Clark Jr., and Janelle Monáe absolutely have in common, like 100%?
We could come back on that one. That could give us something else to talk about.
Perfect. Well, y'all come back to our next conversation, all right?
Yeah.
I'll come back. We appreciate y'all listening. Top 5.